WMIX Saturday Sports Show on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com. Cared for by Crossroads Community Hospital. The Saturday Sports Show has been recognized by the Illinois Broadcasters Association as one of the top radio programs in the state. That means the very best mix of local sports content is right here. From the powerhouse on Broadway, the Saturday Sports Show starts now.
As we are prepared to talk a lot of basketball, a lot of postseason, of course. We wish good luck to the Mount Vernon Rams wrestlers in their regional today. That, of course, will get started at 9 o'clock at Centralia. Wish the Lady Rams bowlers the best of luck in their regional as well. But that's not all. Of course, the Southern Illinois Junior High School Athletic Association state finals continue today at Rend Lake College. Of course, Class S will be getting underway at about 9:30. We'll talk more about that a little later on in the program. We're so glad to have you with us. So blessed. Of course, we're putting our WMIX Sports social media question on Facebook for you. That is actually going up right now. We'll introduce that question on the air when we talk with Mount Vernon Rams basketball coach Scott Gamber. That's here in just a moment. Of course, our guest list this morning, we feel it's a loaded lineup. We're leaving plenty of room to talk about other items as well, including junior high postseason basketball. We'll preview a couple of the 1A and 2A girls basketball regionals starting next week. We'll talk where the Lady Rams have ended up with their seeding, of course, basketball-wise, in terms of the Massac County Regional. We'll talk about that with Jeff Lonan. He'll join us later on in the 8 o'clock hour. We're also set to talk with Ron Weidmiller. He is the head coach of the Bend Rangers. He'll be at the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour. We'll talk with Sean Doherty, as aforementioned. We'll talk about the Mount Vernon Rams wrestling team, their efforts today at the Centralia Regional. We'll talk with Hall of Fame broadcaster Mike Reese. Of course, he is of SIU Saluki fame. He will talk about the All-Century team that will be honored tonight in the Saluki game at the SIU Arena at halftime. We'll also talk with Wayne Hari. He is the head coach of the Nashville Hornets. They won their 14th consecutive river-to-river Mississippi title this week. Of course, they clinched that, and just another phenomenal season underway for the Nashville Hornets. And then, of course, we'll talk plenty about what is going on around the region today. Taking a look at your WMIXSports.com scoreboard from last night. Of course, in Class M quarterfinal action at Rend Lake College, the Southern Illinois Junior High School Athletic Association, Goreville edges Sestervalier last night, 29-27. It was Fairfield over Smithton, 40-32. Smithton, of course, in St. Clair County. Cairo over Nashville in overtime, 58-55. And Redbud edges Gallatin County, 32-29. High school boys basketball last night in the South 7 Conference. You heard it on WMIX FM. You watched it at WMIXSports.com. The Cahokia Comanches handed the Mount Vernon Rams a loss, 44-40. It was Carbondale 67, Althoff 63. Centralia beat Marion 71-33. Alphabetically now by conference. In the Apollo last night, Effingham beat Mattoon 51-39. It was Paris over Mount Zion 53-50, and Salem 10 better than Charleston 59-49. In the Big 12 last night, Bloomington beat Normal West 54-37. It was Champaign Central over Danville 64-47. In the Battle of Decatur, MacArthur beat Eisenhower 65-43, Nashville Community over Urbana 63-46. BDC East last night, it was Carmi White County over Johnston City 59-52. Fairfield beat El Dorado 69-61. Black Diamond West play, it was Chester all over Alvarado 84-33. Goreville came back to beat Christopher last night 81-74. SV, the Red Devils get a big win over Ziegler Royalton last night 62-56. In the Cahokia Conference, Kaskaskia Division, New Athens edged Lebanon 52-49. It was Steelville all over DuPo 74-50. Valmeyer manhandled Marissa Coulterville 63-41. Mississippi side last night in Clinton County, it was Carlisle over Westglen 55-42. Central beat Columbia 71-62. Freeburg beats Redbud 61-58. Central State 8, Glenwood beat Southeast last night. The Titans were Titanic 68-47. Rochester edges Springfield 41-37. Sacred Heart Griffin beats Taylorville 56-39. Lanphier over Jacksonville 72-36. Little Illini Conference last night, it was KZ Westfield over Edwards County 87-36. Flora over Hudsonville Palestine 82-48. Lawrenceville beat Cross County rival Red Hills 78-37. Marshall steamrolled Cumberland 65-50. Newton beats Robinson 52-48. And Rob Flanagan's Olney East Richland Tigers beat the Oblong Panthers last night 52-28. Mississippi Valley last night, a team the Rams will have tonight, the Jerseyville Panthers, better known as Jersey, beat Civic Memorial 40-35, and Waterloo Edge Triad 45-44 in overtime. A good win for CJ Cruiser's club. River to River, Mississippi. Carterville beat AJ last night 70-46. It was Nashville over Sparta 73-45. Pinckneyville beats DuQuoin in a Perry County clash 44-23. In the River to River, Ohio, our guest Ron Weinmiller of the Benton Rangers, they got a big win last night to improve to 10-13. They will take on they beat West Frankfort, I should say. They'll have Mulberry Grove today, but they beat West Frankfort 45-42. Heron beat Murphy last night 42-41. Massac all over Harrisburg 77-65. In the Southwestern Conference, it was Belleville East over Halton 59-58. Collinsville beat Granite City 58-38. Edwardsville beat East St. Louis 58-49. O'Fallon a win over Belleville West 56-52. Others and some non-conference play, of course, Carlinville beat Hillsboro 63-59. Central A&M outside of Moweaqua 56-50 winners over Clinton. Edinburgh beat Ramsey last night 62-47. It was Highland, a big win over Madison 61-47. Jasper, Indiana, in a conference win over Mount Carmel 58-56. Greenville beat Litchfield 61-48. The Morton Potters beat the Pekin Dragons 57-43. Nokomis beat Bunker Hill 68-43. Oakville a good win over Waterloo Jabot 43-33. Patoka beat Sandoval 70-57. Stewstrass beat Mulberry Grove 67-55. Vandalia beat Staunton 49-45. Windsor beat South Central 52-47. In girls basketball last night, Belleville West beat O'Fallon 63-51. El Dorado beat Carmi 36-28. It was Flora over Red Hill and LIC play 37-28. McLeansboro beat Fairfield 48-23. A great Missouri team came in and beat a decent Illinois team. Incarnate Word beat Belleville East yesterday 82-29. Litchfield beat Greenville 54-47. Marissa beat Steelville 55-36. Massac County beats the Benton Rangerettes 62-45. Stetsville-Waltonville gets a big win last night over ZRC. That's Ziegler Royalton Christopher 64-27. And T-Town beats Kankakee Bishop McNamara 40-38 at a shootout at Parkland College. That's a full look at your WMIXsports.com scoreboard from last night. You can check it out at WMIXsports.com. We had most of them on Twitter for you. You can give us a follow at WMIX Sports. Of course, don't forget our social media question is on right now on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. Of course, we will run that down with our first guest of the day. He is Mount Vernon Rams head basketball coach Scott Gamber. In fact, he's coming up next. We'll talk about last night's effort. Rams had a good effort last night, led Cahokia by as many as 9 at times in the first half, but started to slip away, and you can kind of start to see it coming there in the second half, and that's nothing faulting Coach Gamber or the Rams' effort. That's a good, athletic, tall Cahokia team. We'll talk about that next after the break, of course, with Scott Gamber. He is the head coach of the Mount Vernon Rams. It's coming up next here on the Saturday Sports Show, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Back after these.
Mount Vernon is home to many wonderful people and things, and that includes quality cardiac care from Dr. Ruzaik Ibrahim. A skilled cardiologist, Dr. Ibrahim's training and scientific accomplishments have earned his designation as a Fellow of the American College of Cardiology. His services range from preventative care to the treatment of advanced heart conditions. For an appointment with Dr. Ibrahim at Crossroads Specialty Clinic, call 241-9071 or visit in person at 4113 South Water Tower, Mount Vernon.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
Did your bank recently stop offering free checking? People's National Bank still has free checking with the added convenience of a Visa check card, online banking, bill pay, MoneyPass, and mobile banking. Stop by People's National Bank located at 522 Main Street in Mount Vernon, Illinois today for details on how to get your free checking account. People's National Bank serving Southern Illinois since 1909, member FDIC. Non-usage fees may apply.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon.
Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon offers a state-of-the-art collision center. When your vehicle needs repair, come see us. Our Collision Center offers expert repair using top-quality products at competitive prices on any brand of vehicle. We work directly with most major insurance companies to make your visit as easy as possible. You'll get fast turnaround guaranteed. Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal.
Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Of course, Mount Vernon Rams last night, tough loss to Cahokia at home, 44-40. We talk about Mount Vernon Rams head basketball coach Scott Gamber. And Scott, a lot like last week, it was a case where the team against the Rams, of course, maybe a little bit more athletic, a little bit taller, but definitely one heck of an effort, I thought, from the Rams last night. You can't fault that effort. You can't fault the job that you did on the sidelines. I really thought that the Rams' effort last night was second to none.
Yeah, and that's probably where, last night and today, trying to kind of wrap hands around a few things, because our effort was very good. I thought we did a really nice job last night. We kept a really powerful team, from getting after us for a large part. I thought there were a few things. I think when you're playing a team like that that's got that much size, athleticism, talent, you've got to be close to perfect. And we made some mistakes last night that led to us getting beat. I thought 19-10 in the second quarter with a minute to go, and they were shooting the free throw. They missed the free throw. We had an opportunity to secure the rebound and try to hold it for one shot to go into halftime at least up 9. And we don't secure the rebound. It goes out of bounds. They end up scoring, so it's 19-12. We're still not in a bad spot. And then a very, very unforced turnover, literally with no pressure, no anything. We threw it away. They hit the shot at the buzzer before half. And instead of being up 9 or more, we're up 5. And I thought that was a big key, because if we're up 9, especially just the flow of the game, I think they come out in the second half. I think they have to pressure us more in the half court. They get it to 5, and then a bad stretch mid to late in the third quarter when we went about 3 trips in a row and we didn't get it past half court. The pressure really got to us. And then, even after that, I thought our kids did a great job of regaining their composure. We had a 1-point lead with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go with the ball, and we ran our little continuity thing that is designed to get a layup, and off of 2 passes we shot a 3. When I thought, in watching the film last night, I did not even realize just how Shikari came wide open on our double screen. And Shikari was so wide open for a layup. That would have put us up 3, instead we shoot a 3. And we missed. They come down, score. And still, we had the ball with 10 seconds to go, down 2 chance, and just, yes, I thought we played well. I thought our effort was great. It's just very frustrating that when you have that, you don't finish it out.
Well, and I think that's always going to be a frustration when things like that happen. But, it's a case where Cahokia is so much taller, probably matchup disadvantages every position. But I think it was a case where nobody gave the Rams credit in last night's game, and they came out, and of course it was scoreless, I think, until the 3:46 mark of the first quarter. But came out, both teams started cold, but then the Rams started to heat up and really used it to their advantage. And I thought, for all intents and purposes, Cahokia had to make some changes in the halftime locker room. They did that, and it looked like last night Darius Austin did not want to be beaten.
No, he was huge last night, and I thought Cahokia did a nice job in the second half. It seemed like every single possession you got a touch in the second half, and I thought at times we didn't double him quick enough, but then I thought at times we got a guy there, and he did a really nice job of just elevating over us, hitting some shots. I thought he was the difference. He made he made a ton of big plays in the second half. I don't think he had a point in the first half, and then he just went to work in the second half. And, we tried to go zone there midway through the fourth quarter to try to limit his touches, and he got a good game.
And a really good game, of course. As you mentioned, he did not score in the first half. That is absolutely right. But you take a look at what the Rams put together last night, and I think that outside of that start, outside of the first part of the first quarter, I thought the Rams shot the ball pretty well last night. Of course, some wasted opportunities, but that happens to everybody. But Sha'Carri looked good last night. Of course, Fitz made some things happen. Pike had a few big shots, but I thought the way that Sha'Carri especially, and Danny pointed this out throughout the broadcast last night, it seemed like the pressure was off of Sha'Carri. Of course, announcing that he'll play at Rend Lake next year, and it just seemed like the pressure was off. He looked more relaxed, and the way that he was able to attack the basket last night, he looked really good.
I thought Sha'Carri played a great game last night. I thought he attacked, like you said, he attacked the basket really well. But I think the thing that really stood out is he did not force things last night. He really let the game come to him, and he attacked when there were things there, and then when there weren't things there, he kicked it back out. And I thought he did a really, really nice job last night. But still, and that's the thing is, if we can get all five guys to sacrifice a little bit of their game for the betterment of the team, I think we can be a tough team to beat down the stretch. But all five guys have to do that, and I think we made strides last night. We've got to continue that today. We've got to have a great effort tonight. And tonight, I think it's also important to not just have a great effort. We have to have a great effort and have something to show for it, because it makes things difficult on you. When you're on a losing streak, you need something positive to happen and have something to show for it. It's not going to be easy. Jerseyville's a good team, and going all the way there is going to be tough. And Jerseyville runs a lot of good stuff. It's a short prep. I mean, we spent our week working on Cahokia and trying to figure out how we could guard them. And now in a less than 24-hour turnaround, we're going to try to play Jerseyville. So it's going to be tough, but they're in the same boat. And I feel like tonight's a really important game with not being able to get last night.
Well, and it is. And, of course, I think when you look at the Jersey Panthers, a team out of the Mississippi Valley, usually a pretty gaudy overall record. I think they're 13-8, if I understood their record correctly. 3-3, of course, in the Mississippi Valley. No disrespect intended to, of course, guys like C.J. Cruiser, Matt Elledge at Highland. Of course, Highland's pretty good this year. But you take a look at that conference, you see a 3-3 mark in the MVC, and it starts to kind of bring you back to reality. And you see the teams they've played. They had a nice start to the year at Centralia. But they go to Pinckneyville to the Duster Thomas Hoops Classic, of course, for Christmas time, and a great tournament, a great 1A or a great 2A tournament in its own right. But you kind of see their record, you see some of the matchups, and you see a Jerseyville team that could be beaten tonight on their home floor.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing is they you said they had a great start. They won the Pinckneyville tournament, and they've competed and played with some really good teams. But there's also been some tough losses, a lot like us, where you think, man, they should win that game, and they didn't. So, yeah, it's definitely a game that we can win. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is a game that we can win, even with it being on the road. They have some size. They've got a couple kids that can shoot it. What I'm worried about is, and I think this is where we have to maybe do some things differently, I'm worried that they're going to that they've kind of gone to a little bit of like the Centralia, Effingham, Princeton, Princeton hybrid offense where they run a lot of screens and just kind of wear you out, and then they get a great look. We cannot tonight let them do that. We cannot let them run a ton of good stuff, put us through 100 different screens, and if we do, it's going to be tough to win later. I think we got to find ways to. It'll be a little different. I'm not saying offensively we have to speed up, but I think defensively we have to make them speed up a little bit tonight, get them out of their rhythm. I think that's going to be a big key tonight. If we can get them playing a little faster than what they want to, and maybe forget about the fact that they have a huge size advantage in a couple of spots.
Well, and of course, we would be out of rhythm if our final question wasn't the WMIX Sports social media question of the week. And right now on Facebook especially, and for example, which Saved by the Bell character are you? Quizzes like that are very, very popular. So we want to know, if you could be any character from any TV show in history, who would you want to be?
That's a good question. Man, that's a tough one. I needed to look at that one ahead of time. That's good. Maybe Sam Malone from Cheers. He was an ex-professional baseball player.
That's clutch.
He's a pretty good one.
That's a great answer, Scott. A good answer. Sam Malone, of course, the owner of, I think actually the owner of Cheers.
Yes.
Actually, he owned the bar itself, but not the physical property, because I think the restaurant owner upstairs actually owned the building. But
there you go. I think that's right.
That's just semantics at this point. Scott, good luck to the Rams tonight. We, of course, will see you, and that is a 5 o'clock JV start, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. So it's going to be a long day today, long trip.
It's going to be a long bus ride. Good luck to the Rams tonight. That was Scott Gamber, of course, head coach of the Mount Vernon Rams, as they look for a win against the Jersey Panthers tonight on the road, 94.1 FM, video at WMIXsports.com. We'll take a break. We'll catch up with Ron Weinmiller, head coach of the Benton Rangers. They got a big win over Frankfort last night. They're now 4-3 in the River to River, Ohio, and what a muddled mess that is. We'll talk about that with Coach Weinmiller after the break here on the Saturday Sports Show from WMIX Sports. It's presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Back after these.
This is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. Imagine this. You're driving down the road. It's dark as can be outside. Thank goodness you just had that left headlight bulb replaced. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see a thing. Now, close your eyes. Okay, don't close your eyes. You're supposed to be driving. Imagine noticing a slight twinkle off to the left, just above the ditch. What is that, you think to yourself? All of a sudden, whap! You've just encountered your first deer hit. The left side of your vehicle is beat up pretty bad. The next thing I want you to imagine is very simple. Picking up your phone and dialing 1-888-LANDERS to set up your repair. Deer claims are common, and usually a very simple process which fall under comprehensive coverage. This is Chase Landers asking you to allow Landers to be your collision repair shop of choice. Whether it be a deer hit, fender bender, or the regular, uh-oh, sorry mom, Landers is here for you whenever you need us. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Your spine is a miracle of engineering, so when pain strikes, your body is telling you to get help fast. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois is proud to feature their spine care team. Doctors Kowalski and Smith, the professionals at Orthopedic Center, specialize in back and neck pain. So put our spine care team on the job. Find out more online at orthocenter-si.com. Stop the pain, fix the problem, and enjoy life again. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high interest earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balances. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. It's presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Chris Hugo in studio, Jeff Crow with us. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. He actually heads to Benton, the Rich Herron Gymnasium, where they have the Rich Herron Classic on today. We're talking with Ron Weinmiller. He is the head coach of the Benton Rangers, and got him before I ever knew that the Rangers would get a good win last night over the West Frankfort Redbirds, 45-42. Ronnie, you have to feel pretty good this morning.
Yeah, good day in Franklin County in the northern part, at least, for us.
Well, Southern, not so much, but that's A-OK. And, of course, you get a good win last night. You're back over 500 in the River to River, Ohio. And what a conference that has been this year. What a muddled mess, I guess, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. Every night in the Ohio, you just kind of ask, all right, who won? And now you're to the point where you're like, that doesn't surprise me, just because everybody seems to kind of hold serve at home, and then then go on the road and take your lumps a little bit. But Heron, great win for Coach Lukens to go on the road and beat Murfreesboro. Murphy's awful tough at home, and luckily we were able to hold serve at home and really kind of control our own destiny as far as getting a piece of the conference. Going to Harrisburg and going to Massac will not be easy, but you know what's ahead of you, and now you just got to go play.
Well, and of course, a short turnaround for you as you guys will actually have the Mulberry Grove Aces tonight to close out the Rich Heron Classic at Rich Heron Gymnasium. And how did you come across, and how did you arrange that game with the Aces from Mulberry Grove in Bond County?
Well, it was one of those things that when you're setting up a shootout, you kind of have a plan in mind, and we had talked about this matchup and that matchup, and knew that Johnson City was going to have a pretty good team with a lot of guys returning, and KG had a lot of guys returning, so we liked that. And Anna and Fairfield, we liked that matchup, and we really thought we were going to play someone else, and they kind of got a better offer on us at the last hour. And Mulberry Grove superintendent, a guy I've known for a long time, a guy named Michael Gouch, and he called me and said, "Hey, we'd like to play in your shootout." And I said, "Well, here's the deal." I said, "I got one opening for next year, but you're going to have to play us." He goes, "We don't care, we just want to play." I said, "So that works for us." So it kind of fell in our lap a little bit, and it's exciting. You get to this time of the year to be able to play somebody completely new and completely different, and it's going to be a great thrill for their kids, I would think, to come and play in our gym as well.
Well, and a great gym to play in, and of course your shootout gets underway at 10. You have the Weber Trojans, Carrier Mills, you have Waltonville, Crab Orchard, McLeansboro and Mount Carmel, Harrisburg Marion, A.J. Fairfield, Johnson City and Casey, and then the Benton Rangerettes, of course, will get to showcase before your game against the Casey Westfield girls. So all in all, a pretty good lineup. It's a great local shootout.
Yeah, it is, and it's one of those that I think people look forward to because, like I said, you get to play people that normally you don't see. And, I think on paper a couple of the games look really good. Now maybe not as much as when we set it up because of some injuries and some things like that. But I think the game a lot of people are interested to see is Marion Harrisburg. But I'll be honest with you, the game that I'm probably most excited about and most interested to see is Anna and Fairfield because Anna's got those great guards. Fairfield's got Big Lackey in the middle to go along with some great guards. And I think Fairfield's probably the team that's flying under the radar as much as anybody feeding through our sectional.
Well, and of course, I think, and unless something has changed, my favorite part of the shootout has always been, of course, you bring Coach Heron in, and then I believe a check is given to each school for a scholarship fund at the end of each game.
Yeah, $500. Every team that plays in it will get a $500 scholarship. And that's part of when Coach Schertz and Coach Wynn started this 10 years ago. That's something that they were pretty adamant about, and I know a lot of guys come and reward that to a deserving senior, and we don't pick it. We let them pick it. So it's one of those things that I think a lot of teams enjoy playing in because it's a chance for them to kind of give back to their kids a little bit in the form of a scholarship. And Coach Heron won't be here today because of the All-Century stuff going on, and what a great honor for him to be named as part of one of the coaches on the All-Century team at SIU. And that's why we had to actually move the Harrisburg Marion game up. Shane made it, and he wanted to go be a part of some of the festivities tonight. So really excited for those guys, and should be a good day of basketball here at Rich Heron Gym.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, of course, with the shootout today. We know it's well run. We know it'll be a great time. But that brings us to our final question, the WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week. And I'm not sure if you've seen them on Facebook. I assume maybe you have if you've been on lately. But the thing that's really hot right now, of course, are the which blah, blah, blah character are you? And, of course, we want to know if you could be any character from any TV show, who would you want to be?
Man, I'd like to think I'm as cool as Mark Harmon on NCIS, but I know I'm not. I'll go with. I'm going to go with Mark Harmon. I'm going to feel cool today, being we won. So I'm going to stick with that.
Mark Harmon's character on NCIS?
Yeah.
Nice. Do the head slap on everybody today?
I'm sorry?
Do that little head slap he does on Agent Gibbs' head slap.
Yeah, I got to give that to Hobbs every once in a while.
No, don't do that to Hobbs because he's working for us.
Yeah.
You can do it to DC,
Apparently
though.
last night, Hobbs may have broken his nose at the end of the game. Apparently when something happened, and I got excited and may have thrown an elbow, and he claims I might have broken his nose.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have to check on Hobbs' status for the shootout today. I don't know if he's recovered from the elbow he took last night or not, but his eyes were watering pretty good after the game. So got to check on my main man, my assistant, today.
Please do take care of him. I think he's working for us on a couple of games today. And, of course, Ron, we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, thanks, Chris. Always enjoy being on here.
Always a pleasure. Ron Weinmiller's the head coach of the Benton Rangers. Of course, just a great dude. And, of course, they got a nice little shootout today. Of course, we got a busy lineup for you as well. We need to catch up with Sean Doherty. He's not going to have a lot of time. They get started at 9 o'clock up there at Centralia. So we'll do what we can, get caught up with him real quick on the Saturday Sports Show. Brought to you by Crossroads Community Hospital. Back after these.
The health of your kidneys has a big impact on your overall health, affecting everything from your blood pressure to your bones. And if you ever have a kidney problem, Dr. Kangura is here to help. Dr. Kangura trained at the Mayo Clinic and specializes in conditions ranging from kidney stones and uncontrolled high blood pressure to chronic kidney disease. Dr. Kangura sees patients at Crossroads Specialty Clinic. For an appointment, call 618-241-9071.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer, Ford Square, Mount Vernon. We have one of the hottest car lines in the industry with the Ford Fiesta, Focus, and Fusion. The Ford brand was the top-selling brand in the United States in 2013, and we at Ford Square are determined to make that happen again in 2014. Ford is number one because the Fusion hugs curves and embraces fuel efficiency. The Focus is your friend at the pump and your love on the road. And the Ford Fiesta is taking fun and efficiency further. We have over 40 of these cars in stock right now waiting for you. We can offer huge cashback savings and want to deal. We will do anything to make 2014 even better and keep Ford number one. Come see our associates at Ford Square, 1501 Broadway, Mount Vernon, Illinois, and we will show you why the best never rests. You can always view our new and pre-owned inventory online at fordsquare.com.
And we're welcome back. Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and WMIXSports.com is presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It is what healthcare should be. And, of course, Danny Zerwinski's on assignment today. I'm Chris Hugo here with you. Jeff Crow is in studio, working to catch up, of course, with Sean Doherty. And, of course, we ask you to bear with us during this interview. Of course, Coach is actually in the CHS arena right now. Actually stepped outside. What a classy guy. What a sexy stud. As Sean Doherty, head coach of Rams Wrestling, joins us now on the Saturday Sports Show. Coach, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
You know what? Doing pretty good. We appreciate you taking the time for us this morning. Of course, it's finally here. It's the postseason regionals today at Centralia, and Ram Wrestlers, of course, had some great. It looked like kind of an up and down type of season leading up to the postseason. Of course, thank God for IllinoisMatMen.com. I will say that, to be able to keep up with individual results from the various tournaments. But it looks like it's been an up and down season, but a lot of stability along the way with a few of your guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's the thing. I mean, just like anybody, we've been hit with injury buzz here and there. We've had, changes in the lineup, kids, not committing to the program and kind of dropping off the face of the earth for us and stuff. But I'll tell you what, the kids that have stuck it through, the ones that have worked hard, that's the ones we've got here today. Proud of these kids, no matter what ends up happening today. And I think we'll do just fine with who we got. And I'll tell you what, I love all these guys just like they were my own kids.
Well, and that's the thing. When you're dealing with kids 14 to 19, anything can happen on any given day. And, I mean, I see the schedule you guys pump out year in and year out. It seems like every year it gets a little bit tougher. You try to test a little bit more. And, going to Mahomet, where I think you guys finished 13th, but you had Yorkville, Byron, I think Bloomington, the Bellevilles, Springfield area. Mahomet's always good. That's just one tournament in particular I remember seeing on Illinois Matmen a few weeks ago. But all in all, you guys like to test yourselves, and it should pay off on days like today when you come back and face some of the teams that you've seen all year.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean, if you don't push yourself, if you get the easy tournaments, we can schedule easy tournaments all year and, pat ourselves on the back and everything else. But once you get to regionals and sectionals, then all of a sudden it's an eye-opener. Like I said before, I don't want this tournament to be like, whoa, man, I should have worked harder this year. Now's the time to sit there and go, hey, I put in the work, I've done what I needed to do, and now I can reap the rewards from that.
And, of course, in the regional today at Centralia, I assume in the CHS arena, the Carbondale, the Orphans, Charleston, Effingham, Heron, Marion, Mattoon, and Taylorville. You take a look at the likes of Carbondale, Taylorville, obviously the Rams. Assuming that between the three of you and maybe like an Effingham or something like that, that's you should see some success today possibly in that regional.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, our big thing is we just want to get kids out. Just get as many kids out to sectionals as we can, and just get a lot of good experience for the kids that may not make it out. But yeah, and our goal every year is just to see how many we can get out of here. And who knows? I mean, we've got 12 kids entered. If we can get 12 kids out, I'd be ecstatic. And we'd possibly get a chance to win the regionals here as a team, get a chance to wrestle in the dual team series, which would be awesome for our guys. But even if we don't, just so we can get the maximum number out, because any team here, I think, really has a shot at that regional crown, and it'll be interesting to see when we get to the final round who's in the lead and what we got to do.
Of course, you hear the familiar names, this season. Quentin Favors, of course, Tristan Penrod. Vosberg is always a name that we're going to be familiar with Mount Vernon Wrestling. But who are some of the other kids who have stepped up and performed well this year?
Well, like Kalen Roberts, he's a senior. He had kind of a rough spell during December, but he's really come on strong. He's just a team player, team guy, whatever he's got to do to help the team out. And he's come on strong at the end of the year, which is what you like to see. Josiah Fitzgerald at 113. I've said this before. He's a second-year kid, but he's just a hard worker. Wrestles all spring and summer long. And he's just taken to this sport like a duck to water, which has just been great. Alex Hopkins, another kid at 195. He wrestled for us in the Lions Club. He's come back to us, and he's one of those guys that's very unassuming. We always joke, like, if I'd have seen him whenever I was wrestling, I would sit there and go, well, I've got an easy guy here. And then he ends up taking you down and pinning you. And I've seen kids come off the mat just shaking their head and just be just in utter disgust just because they thought they should have won. And it's not because Alex lucked out. He's just a good wrestler. And really, from top to bottom, I like our guys. I like where we're at. We've got some inexperienced guys that I think, the schedule we've had this year and this regional, I think, is going to help us out in the long run for next year.
Well, and of course, it's certainly a good regional up there at Centralia. We named the lineup a moment ago. I know you're busy. I know you guys get started at 9 o'clock, so I'll wrap with the WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week. And right now, it seems like the thing to do on social media, especially Facebook, is to take these quizzes that, based on some questions you answer, tell you which TV character you would be for a particular series. So based on that,
oh Lord,
we want to know, if you could be any character from any TV show, who do you want to be?
Oh, gosh. I don't watch that much TV.
You can take us back to your youth. Who knows? I mean,
this is going to be kind of old school, but, well, not old school. I guess the show's still on. The lead character from Psych. There's a kind of a murder mystery TV show. I kind of like him because he kind of fits my mold. He's a smart aleck, and he likes to have fun, but likes to get down to business, too.
You a smart aleck? No, never.
Yeah, I know.
Coach, obviously, best of luck to the wrestlers today. Of course, expect to see quite a few guys get out at Centralia today, and best of luck from us, and we're all certainly rooting for Rams Wrestling today.
All right, thank you, guys.
That's Sean Doherty, head coach of Mount Vernon Rams Wrestling, all-around good dude, and I think that's the important thing. And of course, we wish the best of luck to the Rams wrestlers today. Don't forget, we are on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Of course, we need to take a break. When we come back, it'll be Jeff Lund and Mike Reese, Wayne Hari, still to come on the Saturday Sports Show. It's powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Back after these.
Next, rad weather. A flurry or two early, otherwise it will be a mostly cloudy and cold day today, high of 28. Remaining mostly cloudy and chilly tonight and tomorrow with a low tonight of 21, high tomorrow of 31, then a little snow possible tomorrow night. Monday will be a frigid day with variable cloudiness and a high around 20. Clouds and sun Tuesday, high 21. Next, rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Too expensive to get back into shape? Not anymore. Rend Lake College's new fitness center is only $53 per semester. They've also thought of everything with universal machines, free weights, treadmills with dedicated TV screens, ellipticals, and more. Qualified dance instructors are also available. Or go at your own pace with DVDs that can be used in the exercise room. Best of all, it's open 7 days a week. Check out the Rend Lake College Fitness Center in the Marketplace off Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon, or log on to rendlakecollege.edu/fitcenter.
A digestive problem can affect every area of your life, but now there's a specialist right here in town who focuses on digestive health. Mayo Clinic trained Dr. Tegpal Atwal has opened the only gastroenterology clinic in Mount Vernon. Dr. Atwal treats acid reflux, gallbladder problems, inflammatory bowel disease, ulcers, and more. For your appointment with Dr. Atwal at Crossroads Specialty Clinic, call 618-241-9071.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. It's powered by Crossroads Community Hospital, cared for even. Of course, it's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Our next guest is the head coach of the Mount Vernon Lady Rams. Of course, I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Crow is in studio. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. He is actually headed to Benton, where he will be in Rich Herron Gymnasium for 2 games from the Rich Herron Shootout. 9:45-ish, the pregame on the first. It'll be the Weber Trojans and the Carrier Mills Stoneford Wildcats. That'll be on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com, followed by Waltonville Crab Orchard. There we go. That's out of the way. Lady Rams will be on the air today as well. They have a makeup game at Marion, 2:25-ish pregame on AM 940. Toby G will have the call of that one. WMIXSports.com for your audio. Jeff London joins us now. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Christopher. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm good, but I'd be better if I had some Lady Rams basketball this week. And, of course, Mother Nature came in and messed everything up. However, the Lady Rams, last time we got to talk, got a win, of course, at Mattoon on the road, a good road win. It was nice to be able to shake that little bit of a streak there, get back up to your winning ways, and now you have to wait so long. You had to wait 7 days just to get a game in. That has to be driving you crazy.
Nuts. Just drives you absolutely nuts. You feel like you just start to get in a little rhythm, and then now, you take this big layoff. We were supposed to play 2 games on Tuesday and Thursday, which is, we kind of like that. We like that, Tuesday, Thursday, get a routine, play that Saturday game once in a while, come back, play maybe on Tuesday and Thursday again, throw a Monday in there once in a while, and then, when you play with a schedule like that where you're getting 2 days off, 3 days off, 2 days off, a day off, 2 days off, then all of a sudden, that gets disrupted, and you get 7 days off, and then you have to play a bunch in a real short period of time, and it's not ideal. But everybody's in the same boat. We're not the only team that's suffered from the weather this year, so we just try and make the best out of it. I think this kind of is a unique situation for us. One I've not really can remember dealing with in the past anywhere I've been. In that you're sitting in a really good position in the conference, and all your conference games get kind of bunched up together due to the weather that you have to win. So we're in a position now where we got to win 3 conference games in 4 days, and if we do, we are guaranteed a piece of the South 7, and there's a little pressure on us now, because of that in the short period and the short turnaround. So we just have to take it one at a time, and it starts today at Marion.
Of course, you have the 3 conference games in 4 days. You get done with those, your reward is a trip to Herron on Thursday. So 4 very, very tough games in about a 6-day stretch. And, of course, then you head into the regular season, that long drive to Massac County. But all in all, this tough stretch will at least leave you prepared for the postseason. But these are all going to be, I think, team-building games, win or lose. And, of course, probably the favorite in all of those. But all in all, this is a tough stretch, but it'll pay off in the end.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about us being the favorite in every one of those, but I think we're I think any time we've played this year, I think we've been there, win, lose, or draw at the end. I felt so bad last night for Scott and with what what his game turned out to be, losing by 4, because we've had 5 out of 8 of our games have been decided by 3 points or less of our losses. So we have 8 losses. 5 of those were 3 points or less. And, you know, it's like he said, you know, when you go play these games, it seems like when you're playing close games and everything seems to be close night in and night out, it just seems like you never get one where you just, you know, you're ahead by 20 and, you know, you can just sit down on the bench and relax. Everything just kind of goes to the end. And when you work your butt off and then you don't get any results in the end, you know, I can completely relate to that because, you know, I know he said that, and he's right. It's just so hard to do that. And what you want to try to avoid, at least from our standpoint now, just this week since we're going into our regional, is, you know, having another one of those stretches where, you know, you're playing a 2, 3, or 4 point game and you don't get anything out of it, you get a loss out of it or a couple here in the last 4 games, because you want to go into that regional feeling good mentally and on kind of a little roll. And so that's the thing that makes me nervous, is we played so many close games and we've come out on the wrong end, you know, of some close games this year, a little more than usual. I'd like to finish strong here with some more convincing wins. And if we do have one of those, you know, 3 or 4 pointers, you know, come out on the good side of it. And then when you get in the regional, because listen, all the games in our regional are going to be like that we play. You know, we're going to play probably Centralia, right? I looked at the matrix, but I think we'll be playing Centralia. You probably looked at it. I haven't. And then, you know, your winner of that's going to get, you know, Carbondale. And then if you manage to get through that, you're probably going to play either a Heron or a Massac for the regional title. So, you know, all those games are going to be tight. And you know, you just want to feel good about the last week of your regular season by finishing strong.
Let me ask you this. How do you prepare with all of these games so close together? I mean, I don't know if you bring the girls in on a Sunday to prepare for Centralia or if you have a practice after the game tonight to walk through, but then after Centralia you don't have a lot of time for, obviously the next day is Cahokia, as we talked about. There's so many games in 4 days. How do you prepare for these all at once?
Well, the advantage is we know all 3 of them. You know, these aren't three you know, strange teams that we've never seen before. We know today, you know, who scores points for Marion and who doesn't, and we know what they play defensively, and then we obviously know Centralia fairly well. You know, and then we know Cahokia pretty well. So the advantage, to answer your question, is you benefit by knowing your opponent. The fact that you've played them, you know, earlier in the year. It's kind of amazing how kids are. They're very, you know, that they remember more than you think they do. Because you know, in practice, for instance, we prepared for Centralia on Monday. We went through all their stuff, and you know, we were ready to go. Then the game got canceled. Okay, so now we're supposed to play Marion on Thursday. So Tuesday, since the game got canceled, we came in and we worked a little bit on Marion. Then Wednesday, we kind of just worked on Marion again because we played them on Thursday. Well, then the game gets canceled again. So we end up Thursday actually working all practice on free throw shooting, because I think you've seen us struggle a little bit from that area. So we just decided to make that a free throw practice. Then Friday we came back and we prepared for both. We prepared for Marion. We reviewed, which we'd already done earlier in the week, and we reviewed Centralia again. And they remember everything, you know, that you tell them from a week, from 2 or 3 or 4 days earlier. And it's just basically a polish-up review type thing. So then today we'll go play, and then tomorrow we will give them off, and then we'll play Centralia, which they're completely ready to play right now, and then we'll go play Cahokia, which, you know, we have touched on them a little bit too. So it's not as hard as it sounds, and the only reason being is that we're familiar with them. Now, if you took 3 teams in a row we've never seen before, have no clue, it would be impossible to get ready that quick for 3 teams. But this is not the situation where, you know, we're in that spot. We know these three teams, and it's just going to be about execution now, and the ball going in the basket and guarding the right people.
Well, and of course, your reward this postseason is you get to see the Cincinnati Annies twice in a week. Of course, you'll start the postseason with them. But, of course, our final question is always the WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week. And as of about 7:50, I had no idea what it was going to be. DC on assignment, I had to come up with it today. And right now on social media, the popular thing is, which character are you? You ask some questions based on your personality, and it tells you which character you are from a TV show. Well, I don't want to know what I am according to somebody else's standards. I want to know what I want to be. So my question is, if you could be any character from any TV show, whom would Jeff Loudon want to be?
Well, I would say probably Captain James T. Kirk from the Starship Enterprise. And I knew the question before you ever asked me, so I had a little chance to think about it. I mean, I was kind of tuned in on the website, sitting here, so I knew what was coming. I wasn't taken by surprise. But Star Trek was my favorite show growing up. I used to watch it. I think it was on Friday nights or something back on 10:30, and he was always my hero growing up, Captain James T. Kirk. The boldly goal where no man has gone before.
I really thought that you would. I thought you would say Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Well, that was discussed. Yes, but I just felt like, I'm not sure how many people saw Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, but he's a pretty ugly dude.
That's true. You're not.
Okay, there's a little more glamour in Captain James T. Kirk. I mean, that guy did it all. I mean, he went to planets and he fought monsters and he won and he beamed around, with his molecules through the space and time, and he had his trusty sidekicks, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, Chekhov, Sulu. I mean, you can't beat that cast. I mean, that guy was, and he was the captain of the greatest starship in the fleet. And then he became an admiral later on and made 6 sequels of his own TV series. So, I mean, you can't find a TV character, really, in my opinion, in the history of TV that had a more spectacular run than Captain James T. Kirk.
You really can't. Power, fame, and money, and later on endorsement deals.
That's kind of what I'm getting at, yes. Yes.
Outstanding.
Right.
Loudon, of course, I hate that, due to the time that we will be unable to actually, myself and DC, physically be there. Toby's coming down to do your game today, of course, but at least it gets on. But we look forward to having all of your games the rest of the way in a short span. That's going to be quite interesting to see how you guys do well and pull that off. But we obviously have every bit of confidence in the Lady Rams. I know it's going to be tough, but you guys will power through. And I'm sure next week we'll be talking about a regional and hopefully at least 3 wins out of those games coming up.
Well, they're pretty tough. They're a pretty scrappy group, and we haven't won them all. But I can tell you this: the ones that we haven't won, we've been right there at the end. I tell people that all the time. I think we're a team. I think we're the kind of team that goes into a regional and kind of flies right under the radar and can play with just anybody there and can sneak right up and win the whole thing. I think there's no question we're that type of team, and I know that the coaches that had to vote in that regional, I think they feel the same way about us, and that's a a testament to our kids. They don't give up. They play so hard. And when you play hard, good things can happen. So that's what we're hoping for.
Well, Lana, we wish you the best of luck, of course, especially today. But next week, we'll see you Monday night. But good luck to the Lady Rams against Marion today.
Yes, sir. Thanks for calling, Chris.
That's Jeff Loudon, head coach of the Lady Rams. And James T. Kirk, that's my guy. Not James T. Kirk, but Jeff Loudon. There we go. We'll take a break here on the Saturday Sports Show. Hall of Fame broadcaster Mike Reese joins us next. After Reese, of course, Wayner will catch up with us. Wayne Hari, the Nashville Hornets. All to come here on the Saturday Sports Show, powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Back up to these.
If you've been trying to buy a car with a challenging credit history, you've discovered that it can be discouraging. But there is good news. I mean, really good news. Not all buy here, pay here dealerships are the same. Second Chance Auto really is different. For 34 years, Second Chance Auto has guaranteed to give you the best value for every dollar you spend. Listen, did you know that at some dealerships, if you buy an $8,000 vehicle with minimal down, it could end up costing you $2,000 more? At Second Chance Auto, they'll explain how you can save more on the total cost of your vehicle. No surprises, just honest deals, bank rate financing for all, and a truly dependable vehicle with the best value for your hard-earned dollar. This tax season, use your refund where it will go the farthest. Let Second Chance Auto earn your business and your trust. You won't be disappointed. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call today, 244-4582.
If you can't pick us up where you live, move. This is WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, another Withers Broadcasting Station.
What does technology sound like? Is it the clang of heavy machinery, the beeps and chirps of an electronic gadget? At the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, technology sounds a little something like this.
It's the sound of a young girl excited because her mom's being released the same day as her minimally invasive surgery. Thanks to the Da Vinci surgical robot, our surgeons' hand motions are seamlessly translated into smaller, more precise movements. But surgery isn't the only way Good Samaritan is raising the bar for advanced healthcare in Southern Illinois.
That's the sound of a patient's health record being updated and stored electronically for immediate access by nurses, primary care doctors, and specialists alike. That's why soon, the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center will use all electronic patient health records. Less paper translates to faster, better care for you. And that sounds a little something like this.
The new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One Account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Chris Shuko with you, Jeff Crow in studio. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. We'll have 2 games coming up at 9:45, back-to-back at the Rich Aaron Classic in Benton. It is the Weber Trojans and Carrier Mills, and, of course, Waltonville Crab Orchard today. I have that backwards on the schedule, so we'll just have to pretend that that is the correct order there at the Rich Aaron Classic coming up a little bit later on. Our next guest, of course, he is the Hall of Fame broadcaster of Saluki Athletics on the Saluki Sports Network. Of course, he is Mike Reese. Reese, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. I'm going to tell Aaron you're messing up the order of the Rich Aaron Classic.
That's what I do. Last time, I think it was my birthday, and I thought you were going to hang up on us because I pointed out that you had been doing it. We don't have to go there again, but either way, I do know this.
Thank you. I'd hate to hang up just 30 seconds in.
This is a big day, of course, for Saluki basketball. Not only, I believe, most stayed in town, but the all-century team. We finally see those folks honored today, and, of course, some of them unable to be with us, of course, but will be posthumously honored. And you know what? It looks like through the voting, everybody did an incredible job of selecting this all-century team.
Well, there's no question, and it was a committee as well of people who've been around SIU basketball for a long time, and I'm proud of the credibility of the team, Chris. And by that I mean you can debate the 26th, 27th, 24th through 27 choices, and there are a few to debate in there, but really there isn't anything glaring, and from Southern standpoint, that's what you hope for. But I think the voters did a very good job. I think the selection committee did a very good job. The best are honored, and I think that was the goal of the whole thing. And last night was a nice dinner. Basically, over half of the people are either here or were being represented by somebody. There's 29 people in all, 25 players and 4 coaches. and 22 of the 29 were represented last night. That's a great number. 12 of the players are here, including to be honored at halftime of tonight's game. So it's just terrific. 100 years of Saluki basketball, some terrific talent, and some great players who helped pave the way for a program that has excellent facilities right now.
Well, and you've seen, quite a few of these players the last 35 years or so, and from your time as a student to becoming a broadcaster, and, are there any that really kind of, that you look at and you're like, wow, I loved having the opportunity to watch them? I'm sure you're probably going to say all of them, but, who really sticks out in your mind on this all-century team that you watched either as a student or as a broadcaster?
Well, Mike Glenn is my favorite player as a fan. He was one of SIU's best players ever, played in the mid-'70s, played 10 years, I believe, in the NBA. He was here last night. We got to games early to watch Mike Glenn warm up when I was a student. And I was one of the geeks among 200 of us that, rushed in to get the first-row seats at the one end of the arena in the bleachers to watch him warm up, and we would count every field goal that he hit because he would always hit about 15 to 20 in a row, and it became quite a tradition. So he's my favorite player. He's the best shooter I've seen at SIU. In terms of broadcasting, Ashraf Amaya is the best big man that I've ever seen. I've really enjoyed doing Kent Williams games, Brian Mullins' games. Chris Lowry was a terrific player. I love the way those guys competed. Paul Lusk. Marcus Timmons' ability and his knowledge of the game, vastly underrated by all of us. I'm stunned he never made it to the NBA, but he's carved himself a terrific career in Australia, and he's an Australian legend. I think in terms of guards, the best overall player that I've broadcast is Darren Brooks. He could do it all. He's in the top 12 in points, assists, and rebounds. I would have to say he'd be my favorite guard. Williams and Mullins are right up there among the best people that I've been around, as well as excellent players. I wish I'd seen Sterick play because I think that his shooting ability, I might put him up there with Glenn. Right now, Glenn is the best that I've seen. I really like what Rick Shipley out of Centralia helped do for Southern's program. And he never came out of the game in 4 years, it seemed like. And the fact that he and Sterling Mahan both committed at about the same time when Rich Herron was SIU's coach helped turn the program around. So those are some terrific people. It seems like Seymour Bryson got every rebound when he played in the 50s, and he gave a very, very an excellent, heartfelt speech last night at the banquet about the difficulties for blacks in the 50s and how Southern was out at the forefront of diversity, and it started with basketball. It started with the president, Dwight Morris. It started with the coaches, Lynn Holder, and then Harry Gallatin. Coaching-wise, I wish I'd seen Hartman. I've heard so many things about Jack Hartman. Bruce Weber, his program revitalized my career, and so I'll never forget that. If Rich Herron doesn't succeed, it's my opinion that SIU is playing Division II basketball again, because the Saluki is as bad a shape as SIU is financially right now. It was worse in the 80s, and basketball was at the brink, in my opinion, in the mid-80s. Witness no other reason. This is not a slam at Herron, but if you're hiring a high school coach, you're telling, even in the 80s, you're telling people what condition your program's in. Because Southern was at a mess, it needed somebody like Rich Herron, and he delivered. And if he doesn't deliver, I think Southern drops down a notch. And it's hard to argue, even though it ended badly for Chris Lowry, and he has a lot to do with it ending badly because the program turned sour. It's Chris Lowry's place in Saluki history is an exalted place. Southern's been to 10 NCAAs, and as a player, assistant, or head coach, he's been part of 8 of them. And they've been to 3 Sweet 16s, and he's been part of 2 of them. And an important part of all those, not just a hanger-on. So it's been a terrific run. There's some terrific people. I know there's more to come in this, especially maybe not necessarily from this team right now, though Desmar Jackson and Anthony Bean right now are playing electric basketball for Southern. There's good players still to come, and to this point, it's been very, very special. There's some terrific talent that even non-SIU fans know. And, of course, Walt Frazier heads the whole list. He was unable to be with us this weekend, had to pull out at the last minute. And so there's talent that SIU fans remember and remember well, and then there's talent, too, that other people know, people outside of SIU fandom, if you will. And so it's pretty special, and it was fun last night. I felt both old and young last night, especially young listening to Glenn speak.
Well, and then you take a look at everybody being honored, and you take a look at some of the players that made it. Of course, you have those that don't. And our next guest, Wayne Hari, wanted to know why he wasn't on the All-Century team.
Wayne, because we knew his future was coming in coaching. What a great guy, Wayne. Oh, that's he didn't lobby as well as some of these other people did. He needs a new lobby.
Well, it kind of goes along with Jeff Lana not making the All-Century football team. I mean, I guess you have to make some concessions somewhere.
Had we had a position for the occasional kickoff man, Lana would have been right there.
I do have to ask this.
Has Hari ever been unhappy, Chris?
No.
Have you ever seen Hari unhappy? I mean, outside of a game.
No, I've seen him really good before, though.
But what's that?
I said I've seen him in really good moods before, though. But I mean, I guess who hasn't? But going back to somewhat of a serious note, I mean, the honor comes. I believe they're going to do everything at halftime. Can we look forward to any special coverage, like on pregame or your halftime show, or anything tonight on the Sports Network?
Well, tonight I think there's an interesting interview with Paul Lusk, and he was an All-Century team nominee. We've done a lot in pregame shows and halftimes through Bryce Williams with some visits with All-Century people, and tonight's a big game. And it's big for both teams, and you have such a crossover in the coaching staffs between the two schools, with 3 from Southern on Missouri State staff and 2 from Missouri State on Southern's staff, that we're focusing on the game tonight pregame. At halftime, Bryce will visit with Dickie Garrett, who with Walt Frazier probably composed the best backcourt in Saluki history, certainly in terms of NBA prowess, because they both had long NBA careers. So that's where we'll go tonight. Paul Lusk, as well as Barry Hinson, will talk about this ball game and the rivalry, which I really think is a budding, intense rivalry, largely because Southern is getting better. Mario Mocha and I will talk about the All-Century team pregame as well tonight.
There you go. What time's pregame on the Saluki Sports Network? Is it 6?
We are on the air. This is an early tip because of Missouri Valley TV, so we'll be on the air at 5 on the network, and
nice.
Tip is at 6:05, Chris.
Nice. Of course, it wouldn't be fitting to come on here and us not ask the famous WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week, and I know you've really taken social media by the horns these past few months, but right now on Facebook especially, the hot thing are these quizzes in which you answer questions and they tell you from which particular TV show which character you happen to be. Well, I don't like that. I like to be able to choose the character I want to be from a TV show. So we're asking, if you could be any character from any TV show in history, which character would you be?
Oh, brother.
Oh, yes.
You want the answer today?
Or you can email it to me next week. I'll take either one.
This sounds like this is one of those questions, Chris, that when I answer it, I have immediate answer remorse. What TV? Could that be Andy Griffith?
Yes.
Could I be Andy Mayberry? Could I be the sheriff?
Yes, you can. You're already the sheriff of broadcasting, so, I mean, you've already got that wrapped up.
Oh, nice blend.
I try.
Nice. Way there you go.
Reese, we appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy today. I know you have some other commitments this morning as well, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk about the All-Century.
Don't worry about it. It's just Muir.
That's kind of what I say from time to time. So
Hey, thanks very much for the assist in the time, Chris.
I appreciate it. That's Mike Reese, Hall of Fame voice of the Salukis, of course, the Saluki Sports Network, Visa 105.1, of course, the flagship, but locally X95.3. You can listen to the games there. Oh, man. Oh, there's a reason why I usually try not to have Reese when I'm by myself, because I will totally let things get out of hand, but sometimes that makes for good radio. DC often will be the one that keeps that in line, and that happened. So we need to take a break on the Saturday Sports Show. We'll talk with Wayner. He is Wayne Hari, and ho-hum, the Nashville Hornets are champions of the River to River, Mississippi again for a 14th straight year. So we'll talk about that with Wayner after the break here on the Saturday Sports Show, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Back after these.
Renly College's Adult Volunteer Literacy Program is looking for volunteers to help stop adult illiteracy. Give the gift of reading and be a hero forever. Renly College will provide you with training and materials to help adults develop the basic reading ability needed to excel. You can work one-on-one, tutor a small group, or work with students in an adult education classroom. Experience the joy of helping others and change a life. Call Renly College's Volunteer Partnership toll-free at 800-369-5321, extension 1342.
From crucial Midland Trail matchups to the tournament trail, you'll find the very best selection of local basketball on the WMIX Sports Basketball Showcase, powered by Community First Bank. Hi, this is Terry Prosize, Vice President from Community First Bank of the Heartland. Find broadcast schedules, live streaming, and archives on WMIXsports.com, or listen to your favorite showcase team each game night on WMIX. It's the WMIX Sports Basketball Showcase, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Mount Vernon is home to many wonderful people and things, and that includes quality cardiac care from Dr. Ruzaik Ibrahim, a skilled cardiologist. Dr. Ibrahim's training and scientific accomplishments have earned his designation as a Fellow of the American College of Cardiology. His services range from preventative care to the treatment of advanced heart conditions. For an appointment with Dr. Ibrahim at Crossroads Specialty Clinic, call 241-9071 or visit in person at 4113 South Water Tower, Mount Vernon.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show, WMIX and WMIXsports.com. We just wrapped with Mike Reese, Hall of Fame broadcaster of Saluki Athletics. Now we go to another Hall of Famer in his own right. He is Wayne Hari, coach of the Nashville Hornets. Wayner, good morning.
How's it going, guys?
You know, it's going pretty well, and I passed along the question you had for Mike Reese about why no Wayne Hari on the All-Century team, and he didn't. I don't think he really had a good enough answer for us, but I tried. And I tried to get you on the All-Century team tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm sure he's kind of thinking, Wayne Hari, I don't think he's really, I don't know if he deserves to be in that sentence or not. So, no, it was fun down there playing, and, you meet a lot of people, and didn't get to play a whole lot down there. Played some, we had to come off the bench a little bit, but, you get those friendships and those relationships that you meet down there, and those people from Southern Illinois are great people, and it seems like they always stay in contact with you, so it was a good experience for me.
Well, a good experience evolved into a great coaching career, and, of course, you guys win a 14th consecutive River-to-River Mississippi Conference title, and I asked you this last year, and I'm pretty sure probably the year before that, and I'm sure you were asked the year before that and the year before that, but does it ever get old?
Well, I don't think so, anyway. It just keeps, when you keep keeping that streak alive, gets to be pretty tough sometimes. But no, it doesn't get old really. I think it makes it tough on the kids sometimes. Going on the road and playing on the road and trying to win, and they don't want to be the team that loses it. But it's going to happen eventually. It is going to happen. And but right now we've been pretty fortunate. I thought our conference was more balanced than it has been in the past. Over the years, we've had pretty good teams the last 5 years. But this year I thought it was a lot more balanced, and I thought we did a good job winning on the road when we had to, especially down at Carterville, beating them twice. They're a quality club, and Pingreville's a quality club. So I thought those were good wins for us.
Well, and very good wins. Of course, Carterville left that game 24-3 and 6-2 in the conference. You guys left that game at 8-0 and 23-2 last week, and now you come back, you win the conference again. And what does it take to be that successful that many times? I mean, is it just the fact that winning breeds more winning?
I think that helps. I think that confidence-wise, our players play with some confidence doing that, and they expect to win. I think that helps a lot. I think that a lot of it goes to the players because they really prepare for. What we try to do every game. It's just not win the last 5 years, but it's like you said, it's 14. So you're going to have some sickness. You're going to have some injuries. You're going to have different things that's going to happen to you over those 14 years, and we've had that. We haven't played with all our starters when we've gone on the road. When we play, we played some of our tough conference teams, especially when Sparta's going through a down period. But they were really tough, and we had some people with some broken. I think we had a broken wrist and people sick and things like that. But yet we could still beat them. Or I think the one year that I think we tied with them with one loss. But that's what's really impressed me the most about these kids. That even though we may have some injuries to some key individuals, the people off the bench have come and been prepared to play over the years, and that's what makes that streak pretty amazing.
Well, and then, of course, you guys head into the postseason. Obviously, until somebody knocks you off, last year's state champion, you're automatically the favorite. But, it takes a lot to be able to get to state, let alone win a state title. But focusing on the regional right now, of course, you guys, I believe, hosting your own regional. You are the 1 seed, but you have the likes of the Pinckneyville Lady Panthers, whom you've beaten this year, and then DuPo, Redbud, Chester, and Sparta. No disrespect to any of the other programs, but a very, very winnable regional for the Hornets on their home floor.
Well, we're hoping. We prepare. And I know it's people say that all the time. Coaches say it all the time, but we don't ever overlook anybody. And it can happen. It can be that quick where even you're so much of a favorite against the team if they can come and get you by 1 point, or a freak thing happen, or maybe a person gets sick, one of our key players gets sick, or get in foul trouble, or things like that, and they can get you. So, we hope to win it, but we prepare that game Tuesday. We'll prepare for Chester or DuPo on Monday, both of them, and go from there. We don't overlook anybody, and that's the way we've been doing over here since we started, and it's worked out pretty good for us. Are you going to trip up? Yeah, sometimes, some years you do, but you hope that you play your best, and if you play your best, you can beat you to live with it.
Of course, switching gears, talking on a more personal level, you're already in the Kaskaskia College Hall of Fame. Your lovely wife, Cheryl, now goes in. How does that feel to see her get the reward that she is justly due at Kaskaskia College?
Well, she's well-deserving. She was a three-sport athlete over there, and pretty good tennis player. She could pretty well whip me up on the tennis court, things like that. I really didn't have much of a chance against her. Thought I did when you're in college. Of course, when you're in college, you think you can do anything, right? You're just like, hey, I can beat any woman or anything like that, but that's not going to happen. She pretty well whipped me up, and had a good softball career over there, and I think her tennis team went to the national tournament, and her softball team was really competitive when she was there. So, deserving an award for her, and I think she's I think she's looking forward to it today.
Of course, that brings us to our final question, the WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week. And recently, having joined Twitter, you're starting to kind of take the reins of social media yourself. But right now, on the Facebook side of things, a popular thing, of course, are these quizzes in which it's about a particular TV show. You take these quizzes, you answer questions. It tells you which character you are from said TV show. What we want to know this week, if you could be any character from any TV show, which character would you want to be?
I got to be thinking about this one a little bit. I tell you what, I watch so much TV, it almost runs together here. I got to be thinking about this. I don't know. I'm trying to think some of my favorite shows that I watch. But yeah, I think if I had to, I think I'd go back to one of my favorites. I think I'd go to back to Mayberry with Andy Griffith and be part of that whole deal and be right at Barney Fife and things like that. And I think I don't think there'd be a dull moment in that whole situation. You know what I mean?
With you as Andy Griffith, there is no way that would ever be a dull moment. So that's top.
Exactly. I'm telling you, I think it would be a blast down there in that town.
You as Andy Griffith and Jeff London as Barney Fife. I think you guys got a sitcom brewing there.
I tell you what, we'd take care of crime in that day. There would be no crime at all, let me tell you.
No doubt about that. Wayner, good luck next week, of course, in the Nashville Regional. Best of luck to the Hornets, and hopefully talk to you again about a regional championship.
That'll be great.
That's Wayne Hari, head coach of the Nashville Hornets, of course, and all-around great dude. Oh, man. Plenty more to come here on the Saturday Sports Show. Of course, best of luck to the Cecil Red Devils cheerleaders at the IHSA State. They actually had an incredible performance yesterday. At the time that I looked at the results, they were actually number 1 yesterday. So we had some pictures of that via, of course, the Twitterverse, I believe, at WMIX Sports. We did retweet some of that stuff, some photos from up there. But also, best of luck to the Lady Rams bowlers today as they head to the regional. We did talk Rams wrestling already, of course, wishing them the best of luck at the Centralia Regional today. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some 1A and 2A girls regionals, and we will also talk about some junior high postseason here on the Saturday Sports Show. It's presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Bottom of the hour here on WMIX Mount Vernon. We're back after these.
I'm Kevin Snyder with a look at your next rad weather. A flurry or two early, otherwise it will be a mostly cloudy and cold day today, high of 28. Remaining mostly cloudy and chilly tonight and tomorrow with a low tonight of 21, high tomorrow of 31, then a little snow possible tomorrow night. Monday will be a frigid day with variable cloudiness and a high around 20. Clouds and sun Tuesday, high 21. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Convenience is what the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Mount Vernon is all about. During these cold winter months, take advantage of our free local delivery service to your home or office, or use one of our 2 drive-through windows where a staff member is always ready to serve you. If you take several medications and have trouble remembering what to take and when to take it, ask pharmacist Eric Black about medication planners. These blister packs make it so easy to take the correct medications on time. In a recent poll, patients 65 years old and older who use medications found that more than 50% take at least 5 different prescription drugs regularly. Those polled admit they forget to take their medications. Don't let this happen to you. Stop by and ask us about our medication planners. Remember, drugs don't work in patients who don't take them. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or give them a call, 618-242-8776.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. So glad to have you with us today. We hope you enjoyed our lineup of guests. Of course, Scott Gamber, Ron Weinmiller, Sean Doherty, Jeff Lonan, of course, Mike Reese, and Wayne Hart. We thank them for joining us today. And, of course, plenty more coming up here on the Saturday Sports Show. Of course, we talk about the Southern Illinois Junior High School Athletic Association Class S gets underway today. Opening round games start at 9:30, so underway right now. You have Blueford versus Rome. Following that at 10:45, it'll be Century Raccoon. Noon will be Giant City and St. Anne Nashville, while at 1:15 it'll be Germantown and St. Joe Alney. Bethel McClellan Co-op versus Odin at 2:30. Adams Creel Springs versus St. Mary's Chester at 3:45. Valmeyer and New Hope at 5. And Galatia versus the North Walmack Irvington Co-op at 6:15. So at least 10 schools, maybe actually 11 now that I recount in our immediate coverage area, are playing in this tournament today. So we wish the best of luck to all of our area teams playing. Of course, Blueford Rome and All County Battle. Of course, Cody Lamps Bethel McClellan team plays at 2:30. We wish the best of luck, of course, to both of those teams. You hate to see, of course, locally, the Trojans and Hornets have to play each other at 9:30 to open it up. Raccoon, of course, the Devils. You hate to see that be a quarterfinal battle, but all in all, a lot of local talent have sorted amongst these teams, of course, playing today. And then last night, of course, you had Class M, and a big stretch of games that it was. We'll run down our WMIXSports.com scoreboard again. In Class M last night, it was Goreville edging Chesterfield 29-27. Fairfield over Smithton. Smithton, of course, near Freeburg. It's in St. Clair County. 40-32 is the final on that one for the Colts. Cairo beats Nashville 58-55 in overtime, and is Redbud over Gallatin County 32-29. In the South 7 Conference, we go to high school boys basketball last night. Cahokia beat Mount Vernon 44-40. Carbondale beat Outsoff 67-63. Centralia beat Marion 71-33. And the Apollo is Effingham over Mattoon 51-39. Paris edges Mount Zion 53-50. Salem over Chucktown, that's Charleston 59-49. We'll skip the Big 12. You can read all of these scores on WMIXSports.com. We'll include the Big 12. Bloomington beat Normal West 54-37 last night. It was Champaign Central over Danville 64-47. MacArthur beat Eisenhower in the Battle of Decatur 65-43. Normal beat Urbana 63-46. Of course, in the BDC East last night, Carmi beat Johnson City 59-52. It was Fairfield 69, El Dorado 61. BDC West, Chester over Alvarado 84-33. Goreville beat Christopher 81-74. Sesterville over ZR 62-56. In the Cahokia last night, New Athens beat Lebanon 52-49. It was Steelville 74, Dupo 50. Valmeyer beat Marissa Coulterville 63-41. In the Mississippi last night, it was Carlisle over Westland 55-42. Central beat Columbia 71-62. It was Freeburg over Redbud 61-58. Central State 8 action. It was Chatham Glenwood. The Titans beat Southeast 68-47. Rochester beats Springfield High 41-37. Sacred Heart Griffin beats Taylorville, SHG of course, 56-39. Lanphier over Jacksonville, doubling them up 72-36. In the Little Illini last night, KZ Westfield over Edwards County 87-36. Flora better than Hutt Powell last night 82-48. Lawrenceville beat Red Hill 78-37. It was Marshall over Cumberland 65-50. Newton beat Robinson 52-48. Olney big over Oblong 52-28. In the Valley last night, it was Jerseyville over Civic 40-35. Waterloo beat Triad 45-44 in overtime. Mississippi side of the River to River last night, Carterville beat Anna Jonesboro 70-46. It was Nashville 73, Sparta 45. Pinckneyville Panthers beat the DuQuoin Indians 44-23. In the Ohio last night, Benton beat West Frankfort 45-42. Heron just beats Murphy 42-41. Massac County 77, Harrisburg 65. Southwestern Conference last night, Belleville East beat Alton 59-58. Collinsville beats Granite City 58-38. It was Edwardsville over Eastside 58-49. And O'Fallon beats Belleville West 56-52. Other games from around the area last night, of course, we'll cut a few of these. You can find them all at WMIXSports.com. It was Edinburgh over Ramsey 62-47. Highland 61, Madison 47. Jasper, Indiana with a Big 8 conference win over Mount Carmel 58-56. Greenville beat Litchfield 61-48. Oakville beats Jabot 43-33. It was Patoka beating Sandoval 70-57. Stewstrasse over Mulberry Grove 67-55. Vandalia 49, Staunton 45. Windsor beat South Central 52-47 in NTC play. Girls basketball yesterday, Belleville West beat O'Fallon 63-51. It was El Dorado over Carmice 36-28. Flora beats Red Hill 37-28. McLeansboro 48, Fairfield 23. And Carnet Word beat Belleville East 82-29. Litchfield beats Greenville 54-47. Marissa Coulterville beats Steelville 55-36. Massac over Benton 62-45. Rick Metcalf's team gets a big one last night 64-27 as the SVW Lady Devils beat ZRC. And T-Town narrowly defeating Kankakee. Bishop McNamara in a shootout yesterday 40-38. I believe one more break left to take here on the Saturday Sports Show. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk girls basketball postseason here on the Saturday Sports Show, powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. We are back after these.
This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt. I want to thank Mount Vernon and the surrounding area for continuing to support us over the past 5 years. If you have never sat down with someone to go over your insurance program, let me invite you into our office. Let us show you what working with the industry leader, represented by a local agent, can do for you. I'm located just off 42nd Street. You can reach our office 24 hours a day at 242-1421 or on the web at tonywilt.com. Thanks again, and go Rams.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Chrysler continues to raise the bar with huge incentives. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Chrysler dealer at King City Chrysler Center, Mount Vernon. Chrysler is offering a $3,000 rebate on all new 2014 Dodge Avengers, plus an additional $500 when you finance through Chrysler Capital. That's $3,500 in incentives on the all-new 2014 Dodge Avenger. Bring in your trade, even if you owe $9,000 more than it's worth. Our finance department will get to work for you and find the best rate and payment possible. Come talk to one of our sales associates and see how you can drive away in one of our over 25 in-stock 2014 Dodge Avengers. We are at King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, or browse our inventory at kingcitychryslercenter.com.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Plenty of basketball is headed your way as Mount Vernon Rams and Lady Rams find themselves in South 7 showdowns and tournament play. You'll find exciting coverage on WMIX, powered by Community First Bank of Heartland. This is Joanne Joy, Senior Vice President of Community First Bank. Listen to the Rams and Lady Rams on WMIX or watch most games on WMIXsports.com. It's Mount Vernon Rams and Lady Rams basketball from WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back on the Saturday Sports Show, WMIX and WMIXsports.com. We take a look at some 1A regionals. They will get started on Monday. And, of course, we will spend all week at the Wayne City Regional. You can listen to Monday night's game between number 4 Weber and number 5 Edwards County on AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. And, of course, it'll be Weber and Edwards County. Those two split in the regular season, so that one's pretty well a push at this point. On Wednesday, we'll have both of those games on 94.1 FM. Let me double-check the schedule to make sure I'm not lying to you. Actually, both of those games Wednesday. The entire regional will be on AM 940. My apologies. We did have a reschedule we had to pick up on the FM side, but all of the Wayne City Regional will be on AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. It'll be number 1 Wayne City versus the winner of Weber and Edwards County. They've beaten both handily this year. Number 2, Galatia. Number 3, Woodlawn will follow that Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Woodlawn early in the season lost to Galatia by about 20 or so. I know it was a frustrating game for Lady Cardinals. They've improved immensely since then. Seeding-wise, obviously Galatia's the favorite, but Woodlawn definitely has a chance in that one. With Lady Cardinals actually play at 10 o'clock today in a makeup game against conference foe North Clay. No JV, just a 10 o'clock start if you want to go see the Lady Cardinals. Conversely, the Wayne City Lady Indians have a 2 o'clock JV start at South Central today. I believe it's a makeup from their pink out night up there at Farina. So those two teams in action today in makeup games. So you take a look at that one. Obviously, number 1 Wayne City has to be the favorite. They defeated all of the teams in the regional this year, and most pretty convincingly. So, you look at the seeds, and of course, it's easy for us to be able to pick because they're most 3 out of the 5 are showcase teams. So obviously, we wish them all the best of luck. But I think, it's very plausible to see Wayne City Weber and then Galatia Woodlawn. But all those games will be on AM 940 this coming week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from Wayne City in that one. The winner of that regional, of course, will play Tuesday the 18th in the sectional game at Trico against the winner of the Meridian Regional. We'll go ahead and talk about that one. And probably not your strongest regional, with no disrespect intended to any of those teams. Cairo gets the 1 seed, Century's the 2, Meridian the 3, Egyptian the 4, Dongola, and I think unless something odd happens, and anything can happen when you're dealing with kids between the ages of 14 and 19, I think Cairo will play the winner of that Wayne City Regional. So you look at the fact that the winner of the Wayne City Regional could possibly play for a sectional title this year. At Steelville, of course, on the other side, you have Trico as the 1. Wow. Trico's the 1 seed, Steelville the 2, Cobden the 3, Alvarado the 4, Shawnee the 5. And I've seen Trico a few times this year. Of course, saw them in the Sparta tournament, saw them against SVW. And I saw Steelville as well this season. Trico, I think, the heavy favorite there. Obviously, they're 1 seed. I know, but You're probably looking at Steelville. Maybe a Cobden sneaks in there. This isn't the Cobden of old that won the 2010 sectional over the Woodlawn Lady Cardinals at El Dorado. Pardon me, but anything can happen on any given night. But I think Trico, Steelville, probably the favorites in that one. Trico probably advances to their own sectional. You look at the Pope County Regional, and Goreville's the 1 seed. Goreville far and away the best team probably in that regional, of course, but they are not the Goreville of old. Mike Helton, fascinating, great coach, just picked up a milestone win a couple of weeks ago. Pope County, no disrespect, but I think that's Goreville's regional to lose at this point. So you're probably looking at Goreville, Trico, Cairo, and a Wayne City or Woodlawn, maybe at the sectional. And obviously I'm being a homer on that last mention of Wayne City and Woodlawn, but Galatia has the talent to sneak in there, but I think it's going to be one of those. I think it's going to be a Jefferson County team that wins that. Well, actually, Wayne City's not in Jefferson County, but by extension on the old Jefferson County Basketball Showcase. That's why we dropped the name Jefferson County Showcase, Crow. We had to drop it because it was confusing the heck out of everybody geographically. So that's why we actually changed it to the WMIX Sports Basketball Showcase, because people were like, hey, Cesar and Wayne City are not in Jefferson County. You guys are idiots. Well, I was like, well, yes, we are, but they're in our. We cover them. So, but yes, they are our team. So I should say a showcase team, I think, will win that regional. So there you go. That's a quick look at the Trico sectional. The Oakville Lady Rockets actually go to another sectional, and they're a 2 seed in New Athens regional, but I really think Oakville plays Sandoval. Oakville, I know, played Mount Vernon and struggled early in the season, but they have gotten better, and I think Oakville could possibly win that New Athens regional. But as far as the sectional they feed in, which is the North Green sectional, they go north again. Probably not going to touch on the rest of those. We'll touch on that one. I am limited on time. I know we have a shortened show today with the showcase pregame coming up at about 9:45. We'll quickly touch on the Nashville and DuQuoin regionals and the West Frankfort sectional in 2A. On the left side, if you look at ihsa.org, you have the KZ sectional. These both feed into the Salem super sectional. It doesn't matter who you talk to, they're going to tell you it's going to be Tyra Buss and Mount Carmel. But if you look at reality, Marshall is a great team out of Little Illini, doesn't get a lot of ink. Maybe up in that area, you don't hear a lot about them. I don't know that Mount Carmel makes it out of the regional. And, a lot of love for the accomplishments of Ms. Buss. Of course, a phenomenal player going to Indiana, but you got to have a supporting cast too. And I just don't know. McLeansboro is also in that sectional. El Dorado, Harrisburg is going to give McLeansboro a nice run. But here's the thing. Lying in the weeds, the team that everybody forgets about because they want to see Mount Carmel go to state, the team everybody always forgets about, there's a little team called T-Town, the Lady Wooden Shoes that everybody forgets about. They're independent now, not in the National Trail anymore. They're pretty good. It may be possible that T-Town goes to the Super and goes to state because that is how good T-Town is. But here's the issue with that. You go back to the right side, and you see the Nashville Regional and the DuQuoin Regional, and you see some teams that could contend. And I see a team in the Nashville Regional called the Nashville Hornets that are pretty salty. And their losses this season, not unimpressive. I know they lost to Mater Dei. Mater Dei is pretty good. Mater Dei might win a 3A Regional. And as I look at Jeff Crow, as I say all this, I have no idea why I'm gazing at him right now. But as you take a look at the Nashville Regional, obviously Nashville's the 1, Pinckneyville's the 2. Alan Englehart does a phenomenal job at Pinckneyville, as does Wayner at Nashville. And I think you have that battle, of course, in their championship game at Nashville. DuQuoin, of course, a little bit of controversy if you read some of the websites. But, Sasser gets the 1, SVW, Benton the 2, Frankfort the 3. ZRC and DuQuoin is a 4 or 5. Probably going to be ZRC Cesar again. Cesar walloped ZRC at home last night. So Lady Devils probably going to play in a championship game on the 13th. Benton Frankfort in the other one. So there you go. So Benton will sort of have a chance there. Of course, they beat West Frankfort by double digits both times. Probably Benton Cesar. Benton's been playing hot. They had a nice win streak. And so, it could easily be a Benton win or an SVW win. We'll see what happens. Carterville, I think, going away wins the Murfreesboro Regional more than likely. So you're probably looking at Carterville, Cesar, or Benton, Nashville, and then Breeze Central, East Altonwood River. Enough said. Breeze Central's pretty good. I don't know if you heard that or not. Heck, it could be a Breeze Central T-Town sectional title game. It could be, actually, could it? Well, I'm talking sectionals right now, so I'm talking supers right now. It could be Breeze Central, T-Town in the super. Could be Central and Marshall. Could be Central and Hamilton County. Could be Nashville and Mount Carmel. Probably not, but it could be Nashville and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be Benton, or it could be SVW. So it's kind of a toss-up in Class 2A. That's going to do it for us today on the Saturday Sports. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't forget the social media question of the week is on Facebook. I'm going to post my answer on Facebook because, goodness, I don't know. I could be Hunter from the series Hunter, or I could just go with what I said earlier. I'm going to be Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. That's who I want to be right now, Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. Got to get off the air, though, on the Saturday Sports Show. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. We'll archive this broadcast for your listening pleasure at WMIXsports.com.